Hey, it's Aaron from the LC, back again with my 10th edition of Craft Brew Review. Today, we got a couple cool beers called Yin and Yang. Yin and Yang. It's kind of interesting. I'll tell you a little bit more about them all in a second here. But first of all, a little sad note, Arnie Palmer died today, and that's kind of too bad. But it's just by coincidence that today these two beers that we're trying, Yin and Yang, two separate beers, we will be mixing both of those together at the end to form a new beer. So each of these are a beer on their own, but we're going to go ahead and pour them together at the end to create a new beer. That should be very interesting. What we have here first, oh, that's the wrong one. That's Yang. You want to talk to Yin first. This is by Evil Twin Brewing Company, and that's out of Brooklyn, New York. Hey, get out of here. Give me my beer back. I'm living in New York. I'm just kidding. But these guys look like they're doing some interesting stuff, so I had to check it out. I've never heard of two separate beers that you buy and you drink separately, and then they tell you that you should mix them at one point and see what you think. So Yin is an imperial Taiji stout. I'll let you guys look at that real quick and see what I'm talking about. And this comes in at 10% alcohol by volume. So that's pretty high up there. A lot more high than the beers I'm usually trying. So that'll be interesting. So this is just one half of a black and tan. And it's not just any black and tan. But the one where a toasted smug and a happy fella get together to make a sublime Taiji balance. Mix the yin and yang together, or enjoy this profoundly evil imperial stout solo. Brewed by Evil Twin Brewing Company. Oh, that's out of Stratford, Connecticut. I'm sorry, guys. Distributed by 12% LLC, Brooklyn, NY. Wow, I'm glad I read that because it would give you some misinformation there. Sorry about that. Alright, so that's Yin. Yang, on the opposite end of the spectrum, is an imperial Taiji India Pale Ale. So I'm probably going to like that one a little better, but we will see. The interesting part will be when I mix them both together. Now, I don't know if you guys know anything about the story of Yin and Yang. I'm not a Buddhist or I'm not Chinese. I don't like put a whole lot of stock into what Yin and Yang is, but you know, me doing this special on Yin and Yang and the beer being called Yin and Yang, I did a little research. So the story goes that there's two monks, and one of the monks is living in a place where it's just absolutely cold and rainy and snowy and just all sorts of bad, wet, cold weather that just is intolerable to live in. And the other monk lives in a place where it's so dry and it's almost just a barren desert. And so both of these guys hear about some other super wise monk that they want to go talk to, and they both set off on a journey equidistant parts, and apparently they were going to meet in the middle of where this temple was, where this other monk stayed, and they journeyed at the same rate, and when they finally got to the middle point, each of them wore a necklace, and a part of the necklace was the same looking symbol, but one was white and one was black, and they started tugging at each other until they spun around in the sky and created a perfect balance of the two of the lands that they lived in. Both the monks went back to their respectable places and told everybody about it, what they had saw and what had happened, and I guess the rest is history, and everybody lived happily ever after. I'm sure there's a lot more to it than that, but the little bit that I got that's the gist of it. So, that's a little background for you on Yin and Yang if you didn't know. All right, let's go ahead and pop this open. Of course, I did an absolutely foolish thing, and I did not bring my... Oh, I did. Good thing I always keep my keys on me, and I always keep a beer opener on my keys. I left my other one upstairs, so good thing I had that on me. Let's go ahead and try Yin first. Yin is the Imperial Taiji Stout. Let's check her out and see what we got. Yin and Yang. Okay. Whoa, nice. Oh, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Very, very dark. Very dark. Has a really deep brown head on it. Less than a finger. I'd say a half a finger head on there. It's a really deep. Let's see if I can get any color coming through there at all. Might get a little bit. I mean, it's pretty dark. It's almost black, but just that super dark khaki foam on the top. The lacing I can see is patchy. It's a little patchy. Dissipates quickly. The bubbles are very small, and the head is minimal. Let's put a nose on her. Oh. Okay, well, I get a little bit of chocolate. I get a little bit of hoppiness. Like, I mean, coming from a stout, you won't typically get that, but there is definitely a hint of some floral, hoppy, just, I would say, light tangerine notes. Other than that, you're getting your stout notes, your coffee. Toasted. It smells toasted. Almost smoky. Like a smoked meat. Yeah, it almost has a depth of character in there. It almost smells like red wine a little bit. Just a slight hint of maybe Merlot. It's very complex. For stout, it's not hitting me with the crazy coffee. The coffee's definitely in there as well. But usually you'll hit that coffee will punch you first, but I'm getting chocolate, slight tangerine, maybe a little bit of licorice sweetness. It smells a little sweet. And then, yeah, alright, enough talking about it. Let's try it. It's a lot more alive than expected. I like it a lot. Okay. It's sweet to begin with. Wow. That's pretty good. Sweet. Then the alcohol. Like, I mean, the alcohol feels strong. I can taste the alcohol for sure. Sweetness. Alcohol. coffee, chocolate, black licorice. And it's drying out a little bit at the end with the hops. And then in the beginning there's just mingling of hops. It's just kind of never comes in one place or the other. It's just kind of mingling around. It's talking to everybody, and it's the life of the party. Really, it's good. Give it another shot here. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do with these. I'm gonna try both of these first. Excuse me. And then I'm going to judge them. What I think is better, for what it is, and who knows what I'll pick. But whatever's better, I'm gonna probably try to drink a little bit more of that, because once I mix them together, then there's no going back. So I have to be smart about this. Yang, yin and yang. That guy's black as all could be. Oh, you guys like how I did up my couch? Hold on, let me stand up so you can see my couch. Yin and yang, baby. Okay, let's pour it. Oh, excuse me. Whoa. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, that's pretty. That is pretty. Okay. Wow. That's a beautiful looking IPA. So again, just real quick, Evil Twin Brewing Co. Imperial Taiji, I don't know how to pronounce that. India Pale Ale. It's 10% India Pale Ale. That's really high up there in the alcohol by volume. I'm not sure what the IBUs are on this beer. I can tell you this one, it's mingling in there. I'd guess probably around, I don't know, 18. Let's say 18 IBUs. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay, let's put a nose on this one. See what she smells like. Huh. I smell hoppy yeast, which is throwing me off a little bit because it's not like super citrusy for the forefront. I smell a little bit more yeast in there than normal. Let's give her a stir. There we go, it's a little more. I have no idea what kind of hops those are, but they're really light on the aroma. They're not tingling my nose. They're not making me do that type of deal. They're there, but I mean, it almost smells like an I mean, what have I had? Like a white, I suppose a white India Pale Ale. A white India Pale Ale? Does that make any sense? Sure. Anyways, I'm getting, it's super light. That's insane. Not a lot. I'm getting malt. I'm getting yeast, slight floral, hoppy, piney scent, but nothing overwhelmingly piney or resiny or citrusy. Nothing too crazy. The color of it's cool. Wow, hold the phone. Holy mackerel. Whoa. This beer is alive. Oh my goodness. Okay. I just started looking into it. You gotta check this out. I'll try to get as close as I can. There's flakes floating around in there. It looks unfiltered or slightly filtered, or perhaps it's the hops that they added at the end. I have no idea. It looks very interesting. The head's already dissipated on it quite a bit. The color is in a snowy amber. It's a snowy. It's gosh, it's really cool. It really is. It's effervescent. I can see bubbles in there, but the bubbles are stirring around all the little particles in there. But it looks different than. I guess it does remind me of a white India Pale Ale, but it's a lot darker than a white India Pale Ale, and it's got a lot of stuff in there floating around, so it's pretty cool. Anyways, well, let's go ahead and try her out. Well, that's interesting. I can taste the alcohol. Whoa. Definitely can taste the alcohol. So, maybe that's why I don't get as much hop, because it's really strong alcohol. Wow, it almost has a burn to it. That's crazy. In a good way. Definitely in a good way. It just has some balls to it that I didn't expect. I suppose I should have, with it being 10% and all. But anyways, the character I'm getting out of here is... Oh, that's interesting. If I can try to describe it correctly. So there's some characters that came through at first that were kind of in the aroma as well, which was the yeast. But there's something that's still just biting my tongue, and I'm assuming it's all those particles that are floating around in there. It has to be the hops, because I mean, it's the alcohol itself is strong when you first drink it, but then the hops on your tongue, as they dry it out, are getting stronger and stronger and stronger. It's like a hot pepper, and you eat that thing, and the next thing you know, it's just almost, wow, you're like, whoa, where did that come from? So it's kind of doing that, which is cool. Give her another sip here. Okay. Alcohol, malt, yeast. What was that? That was like a slight coffee. Might have still been the remnants and the resonation of this one on my palate, but I detected a slight coffee note in there. Alright, one more sip here, and let's see what else I can pull out of this. Just the alcohol, I can just feel it. Ooh, that's good. Okay. Alcohol, malt. Okay, guys, you know, the funny thing is I should be explaining about how much citrus flavors in this, and it's just not there. And even, excuse me, even after the fact, it is just, it's hoppy, but it's not like I expect it to be. The hops are coming right now. They come way, way, way later. And it just keeps going with that one. Alright, so if I'm gonna, oh, wow, okay, I just realized something. Usually I'm picking my IPAs. Almost always I'm picking these over any stout. You guys barely even see me drink stouts. I do drink them, you know. When I'm out and about, I'll try different things. So, especially lately, if I get my hands on something good, I'm gonna try it. So, this stout, to me, has more character than any stout that I've ever had up to this point. And that's not saying anything bad about the other ones. It's just saying this one has the most character. This one has all the good parts about a stout. It's very smooth, silky. It has the coffee notes and the toasted whatever notes. And it's just familiar, and if you want that style of beer at that time, it's really fulfilling. But then this one also brings a dimension that usually you won't find, and that somebody like myself really wants just a little bit something different. I just want something different. Give me something different. So I like this beer better because it just has more dimension. This beer is like, okay, what I like about both of them is this: they're both not what they appear to be. The yin and the yang are not what they appear to be. Okay, now here's, whoa! I just had a enlightened moment. What if these beers, on their own, they're individuals? They are, absolutely. They stand out. They're probably actually at the, I should start ranking things. I'll figure out a ranking system other than, you know what, I'll figure out my own ranking system. I'll go by that one, and you guys can laugh at me all you want and be like, why did he say a 3.92 out of 24.4? But I'll figure something out. Anyways, they're both unique. They're both individualistic. They are both on an extreme end of their own because nobody's really doing anything exactly like, excuse me, this. Now here's where the really interesting part comes. I need to mix these beers together. I need to try the yin and the yang together. Otherwise we just have yin and yang. We don't even have a complete symbol at this point. So, in the spirit of that, and just so you all know, I'm a practicing Catholic, and I don't put a whole lot of stock into yin and yang. Not that matters, and you probably might be laughing at me like you think I'm stupid for saying that, but some of you might be like, okay, I'm glad he said that. So, anyways, here we go, the yin and the yang. I'm going to pour the stout into the IPA because, look at it, it's pretty decent, because I think it'll just work better that way. Here we go. Yin and the yang. And now we have ourselves a completely new beer. And this beer's interesting. Look at this. Look at this. It appears... Oh, wow, it's interesting. I'm looking at the bottom of the glass here, and you guys can't see what I see, but at the very bottom of this glass, as the light comes in and hits through, it's still hard to see through this prism. It's not that easy. But from my angle I can see it, and it is... How do you explain it? Well, 'tis the season. I mean, right now it's coming up on Halloween and stuff, but it's like a... Gosh, the best way I can explain it would be like a blood red, or, if I want to get creative, I'd say a Sleepy Hollow orange black. It's black and orange. It's like black, but with some orange just peeking through. It's trying to make its way through, and it's just barely there, but oh, I can see it. I can see it. Okay, after I poured that in there, it looks like the head is still absolutely minimal. If anything, I think that just turned itself more into a stout, but this should be interesting. This should be very, very interesting. Cheers. Yin and yang met together. That's amazing. Wow. Wow. Let me tell you about this beer. What it really did was just made this beer, which I already thought was really good, better. That's what it did. It made this beer better. This beer overtook this beer. And in doing so, created a symbiont, perfect, just, okay, how can I explain this just where it just makes sense? It is perfectly balanced right down the middle. And you just, or slice it. And I'll tell you right now, you first get the stout. The stout comes through even more the second time. It's coffee notes. It's actually stronger coffee notes the second time through. How does that make any sense? I have no idea. But it does. I'm getting coffee, chocolate. I'm getting chocolate cocoa mixed with. I'm getting latte for. I'm getting mocha latte. And then just spicy, hoppy, licorice, dry finish, and just, man, it's just a lot of fun to try to describe the flavor that you get out of this beer. It does not lack anything. It doesn't lack any flavor. It does not need anything else. It doesn't need anything at all. This beer, I probably say it quite often, but okay. Up to date, this is my favorite combination of beer. This beer here is really, really good. I'm going to go in it one more time. Alcohol. Hops. It changes every time. That's what's fun about beer too. Sometimes, sometimes you'll get the same layers. It's like boom, 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 boom. And you identify it in that order almost every time. And that's cool and that's fun, I guess. But it's more fun when a beer's ever changing. The same beer tastes different a couple sips through. Same beer tastes different when you get down to the bottom of it, which makes sense as well. I mean, beer is alive. It's got a lot going on inside of it. It's not just a sugary drink that's infused with alcohol and disgusting sugary fats and whatever else. No, people spend their time and cultivate it and manipulate it and tend to it and do what it, they impose their will to create a product that is different and far better than anything that anybody's had before, or so they hope. But all you can do is try. All you can do is try. Well, they tried hard with this, or maybe they didn't. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe one night they were sitting together and they're all drinking, and a Taiji stout and an imperial stout, a Taiji imperial stout and a imperial Taiji India pale ale, and they're just like, what happened if you just try these two together? And a perfect symbiosis happened where next thing you know, you got a great idea for a couple beers. Well, once again, my hat is off to the people that are trying these things. I really appreciate it, and as a chef, I understand. You always got to keep pushing that envelope, keep pushing the boundary. You have to step out of your comfort zone all the time so that you can create something different. It's not that easy. It's really not. But it's fun to try. And it really is fun to try. And it's fun for me to try what you guys are doing. And, you know, I get the most out of my job. I get the most satisfaction just hearing somebody say something so simple. And that was really good. You know, if I cook a meal for somebody and they say that was really good, it's like something wells up inside of me, and I just feel, it's not like foolish pride, it's just, you know, I feel accomplished. I feel like there was a purpose to what I did. I didn't waste my time. I made some people happy, and, you know, and life was better for a little bit. So thank you to the, I don't know about the name, but the Evil Twin Brewing Co. You guys are doing a great job. The Yin and the Yang. I will say I definitely like the Yin better than the Yang, and I'm an IPA guy, which is strange to say that, but I will pick the Yin and the Yang. This is the Yin and Yang. It's much, much better. Well, guys, I appreciate you taking the time. Coming up on, oh my god, 31 minutes. Alright, well, sorry about that. But if you stuck around this long, you know what? Thank you. Thank you very much. It means a lot to me. I do this every week. Sometimes it just feels like I need to stop, and, you know, maybe I feel like I'm wasting my time, or that I'm not getting anywhere with it. But I'll tell you right now, I enjoy doing it. If only for the fact that I get to spend a little time and share my love of beer and try some different things. And in the end, I hope that you guys at least enjoy it. So, Aaron from the LZ, signing out. I'll see you later.